I've had the good fortune of almost always playing the most minutes on my basketball team since my junior year of high school. And that includes my freshman year of college and my first year overseas as a pro. In a lot of these situations, I wasn't necessarily the best player on the team, and yet my coaches clearly felt I was bringing value. What I've realized is that getting on the court, and maybe more importantly, staying there, all boils down to one thing: trust. How much does your coach trust you? So let's have some fun and talk about how to ethically manipulate your coach into seeing you as the most trustworthy player they've got on their team. Let me know how many minutes you were getting last year and how many minutes you're hoping to get in this upcoming season. The first and most powerful manipulation has nothing to do with your skills. It's your body language. We forget that coaches are human beings with their own pressures and stresses. If you're constantly broadcasting to everyone that you don't believe in yourself, then why would your coach believe in you? So your body language is either building your case for more minutes or tearing it down. And maybe you don't actually have that confidence yet. That's fine. Fake it. This is what I did in high school until it became a habit. When I made a mistake, instead of pouting and putting my head down, I'd just sprint back on defense and literally pretend like nothing happened. Two huge mistakes I see from kids when they miss a shot. They either do the old "my bad" for missing, or they look over to the sideline to see if they're coming out of the game. You think elite players like Devin Booker are saying "my bad" after a missed shot? Hell no. If anything, they are bewildered by the fact that the ball didn't go in the basket, but they keep all of it inside. Think of it like being in an operating room. If the surgeon makes a small slip up, do they throw their hands in the air and look around in a panic? No. They stay calm, they focus, and they immediately move on to the next correct step. They project total control and confidence, which makes them come across as trustworthy. As a player, your coach wants to be able to count on you in the same way. By controlling your reaction, you're directly influencing their perception of your mental toughness. You're showing them you're resilient and reliable, which makes them want to keep you in the game. Speaking of confidence, I've recently put together an extended video series on how to create real, unshakable confidence in your game. This framework also comes with a playbook you can print or fill out online, filled with exercises and questions that will hopefully change the way you approach the mental side of the game. More info is in this video's description. Okay, at some point you might need to go talk to your coach about your role. And this is a moment where most players destroy trust. You need to use it as an opportunity to build it, and it's all about how you frame the conversation. Remember, your coach is not an idiot. If you're not playing, I can guarantee they can guess why you want to meet. So instead of walking into their office and saying, "Coach, I don't get it. I'm better than Tucker. Why is he playing more than me?" You say, "Hey coach, I really feel like I can do more to help the team win. Do you have any advice on what I can work on or do differently to make that happen?" You see the difference, and it's slightly manipulative because your end goal really is to help yourself. I mean, you want to get more playing time. But when you frame it in a way that is about service to the team, you make your coach an ally. I've talked to so many high school and college coaches, and I'm trying to make it so clear to you that how they perceive you, like if they think you're a good person or not, is vastly important. Like it or not, this sport is so much about relationships and connections. Never put yourself in a situation where your reputation is at risk, and that starts with these conversations with your coach. And when they do give you feedback, just accept it. If they say the issue is you need to become a more consistent shooter, perfect. Now you know exactly what to work on. They say you're lazy, fine. Show up the next day the hardest worker in the gym. Not taking the feedback personally, but instead actually doing something about it makes you seem coachable and therefore more trustworthy. Another tactic to force your coach to keep you on the court is to have at least one elite leash extending skill. Your leash is basically the amount of trust your coach has in you. The longer the leash, the more you can get away with. Certain skills, like being an elite shooter, will make your coach overlook some of the other areas of the game you might struggle in. But it doesn't need to be shooting. You know who led the NBA in minutes per game last year? Josh Hart. And I'd argue that his one skill is simply hustle, and maybe more specifically, getting loose balls and offensive rebounds. Sure, he's very solid in other areas. I mean, you don't play 37 minutes a game just because you can go grab a ball. But without it, he'd be way less valuable. By becoming so important and elite at that one thing, your coach will actually want to overlook your other deficiencies. They want to give you the benefit of the doubt because at least they can 100% trust you in that one area. So become an absolute pest on defense, or elite in transition, or go get every offensive rebound. Remember, minutes aren't just handed out. You must be providing value. What I see from a lot of kids that get in the game who don't play much are that they're second guessing everything. The unfortunate truth is that nothing screams inexperienced or unconfident to a coach like hesitation. I think as humans, we have a sixth sense when it comes to this. So here are a few tips for you overthinkers. If you're open, shoot the ball. I don't care if you miss it, when you look to score aggressively, it just looks different. I remember my junior year of high school when I first got on my Under Armour Circuit AAU team and was coming off the bench, I'd play so hesitantly. I'd be afraid to mess up or miss in just the handful of minutes that I got, but it made me play worse. So instead, I changed my mentality. I decided, well, I'm only gonna be in the game a few minutes anyway, might as well be aggressive. So I stopped passing up shots and scoring opportunities. Sure, sometimes I made the wrong read, but my minutes actually increased because my coach could tell I was trusting myself more. And this in turn helped him trust me. Okay, I saved this point for last because it's certainly not the most important thing when it comes to getting more minutes, but I still think it can help a lot of you. I remember the first time I watched my guy, Javon Quinterly, live when he was a junior in high school. And the thing that stood out to me most was just how smooth and effortless his game looked. There is an aesthetic part to the game of basketball that I believe coaches subconsciously notice. I mean, think about it. Whose game is more appealing? Devin Booker, who has this unexplainable, I guess I'll use the word aura about him, or someone like Kyle Anderson, who, don't get me wrong, is really good, but just looks kind of strange out there. I think in general, trying to develop more fluidity in your game will help you, but it could also help your coach see you differently. Like a Devin Booker missed three looks nicer than a Kyle Anderson made three, in my opinion. Maybe I'm overthinking this, but it's just a personal thing for me. So when it comes to something like ball handling, work on your rhythm and control. Jason Preston has to be the best at explaining this out there. His handle is just silky smooth. Same with your shot. The best shooters have a compact, smooth, efficient shooting motion. A player with a jerky, inconsistent shooting form looks like every shot they take is a prayer. Passing is also a big one. Just something as simple as being able to throw seam passes. If your passes are flying all over the gym or are lazy and soft, I'm telling you, it stands out. When I'd watched Javon, his passes were always so crisp. So whether we like it or not, I think coaches, just like fans, have a subconscious bias towards players who look the part. This isn't the end all be all, but improving your fluidity will help your game either way. Listen guys, at the end of the day, as I always say, if you aren't putting in the necessary consistent work, then you don't deserve more minutes. But if you are doing that, then hopefully these tips can help you see the court more often this upcoming season. And go check out the Unshakable Confidence framework because I know it's something I wish I had when I was in your shoes. As always, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I will talk to you soon.